Hello YouTubes, and welcome to a new series called What is the Best Position in FIFA if you have to create an entire team out of one position of FIFA players. I got the idea for the series from another YouTuber called Not the Expert, completely stolen. He did this in Madden. I thought it was really cool. Big props to him. I'm going to link him in the description. Go check out his videos. They're really cool, much better than mine. But I couldn't find anyone who had done this in FIFA. I was curious to see what's the most versatile position in FIFA, what's the best position to create an entire team from. So that's what we're doing here. It was a total pain in the butt to go through and create all these. What I did was I used foot rank in Foothead, and I created custom sorts. I created custom foot ranks for each position based on the stats that I thought were most important to that position. Totally subjective, but I'll give you a quick look at some of what I did here. I can link more of this stuff later on if people are interested. I don't know how much people care. The first game we're going to be doing today is fullbacks against keepers. So I went through, I created teams for each position, and then actually found out what position, what rank each player would be in the position that they would play in that team. Got overall team rankings for each, seeded the bracket. Here's the bracket we'll be using. This is using challenge, and so we've got fullbacks are the overall highest seed in the tournament. They're going up against the keepers, which are the lowest seed. No big surprise there. I think most people would expect fullbacks to be the most versatile position because they have to do everything. They got to defend well, they got to pass, they got to dribble, they got to cross. Usually don't see them scoring a ton of goals, so not great shooting stats, but there are some fullbacks with pretty decent shooting stats. So let's take a look at the fullback team, which we'll be using. And just to give you a bit of my methodology for how I went through these. So I told you I created the foot rank sorts, rankers, whatever you call them, for each position. And I started with the position that was furthest from the natural position. So for most of these, I'm starting with the keeper. If you use a site called FootView, which I didn't know about, but it's another foot database, and there are actual goalkeeping stats on each of the players here. So I would use these stats basically to find the highest rated goalkeeper at each position. And there aren't very many good goalkeepers that don't actually have goalkeeper cards in FIFA. Would you believe that? But so I would use FootView for that. I would use foot rank for most of the other positions. The goalkeeper team was a little bit different. That one I kind of had to do manually. I think I used WeFoot for that, and had to do custom filters for each position. So it took a long time to create all these teams. I created these teams before the winter update, so these are all using the generic beginning of FIFA card. No winter upgrades, no informs, no icons or anything like that. So it's all just the base gold card stats in here. So with the fullback team, we've got Meunier and Florenzi up top. Florenzi, really well-rounded card. You could play him anywhere in this team. I don't know about goalkeeper, but 79 shooting, that's pretty strong for a fullback here. And 82 dribbling, that's a really good balance. 85 pace. You could probably get away with actually using him at striker in a real team. Meunier, not quite as strong pace, 76 pace, only 74 shooting. We'll see how he does up front. It'll be interesting to see how he links up with Florenzi. He does have the 4-star weak foot, which is good to have in a striker. So we'll see how he does up there. Moving back to the wings, we've got Jordi Alba and Marcelo as our wingers. I put Marcelo on the right just because he has the 4-star weak foot. I don't know how he'll do on. I assume he'll be okay on the right. But both these players pretty much play as outside mids for their teams. Both teams get forward and attack a lot. Both these players get very involved in the attack in their teams, so they should be comfortable there. Alaba and Cerna, again, both very well-rounded cards here. Both these guys, I think, would do great in any team playing at center mid or CDM. I did elect for the 4-4-2 formation here that has 2 CDMs just because we've got 2 defensive-minded, it's a very defensive-minded team. It's a team full of defenders. So I put CDMs here. But I expect both these players to do well in that position. And then obviously at the back, I think this will be a really strong team defensively. We've got Felipe Luis, Alexandro, Carvajal, and Valencia as our back 4. All these players should do well. Carvajal only 5'8". That's maybe the one weak point in this back line. A team with tall strikers or on set pieces may be able to take advantage of the lack of height in this team. At keeper, we've got this dude named Habergam. Sorry, dude. But he's he's the best goalkeeper from the fullbacks. Like I said, the goalkeepers other than the goalkeeper team are going to be terrible. So we'll see. It's probably in team's best interest just to launch lots of long shots. We'll see if they actually do that. And then on the bench, I tried to put a mix of players that could play in different positions. So we've got Piszczek, who has pretty good stats for a center back. You might make the argument that he should be in the starting lineup for this team, but based on the sorts that I did, Carvajal and Sandro were higher rated, probably because Piszczek is a little bit slower. But he is a 6-footer. Honestly, if this were my team, I would probably start him over Carvajal at center back. But we're just doing this based on the sort. I'm trying not to add too much bias here. Juanfran at left back, he's got a better weak foot than Walker, which is why I've got him as a sub for left back, Walker at right back. I have no idea what players will get subbed in because I'm not going to control any of that. Kyle Walker at right back, Kimmich at CDM. I think that's his natural position is center mid. He's played quite a bit of midfield and right back for Bayern. Obviously, recently he's been playing more as a right back over the last year or so, but he should be comfortable in that position if they need a sub there. Dani Alves and James Milner can both come in as outside mids. James Milner, you can play him anywhere. He's played anywhere in his career. And then Dani Alves obviously has great passing and dribbling stats and good pace, so he should do well on that wing. Victor Moses is naturally a winger. He's been converted to right wing back in Chelsea over the last, starting last season. But he should be comfortable getting forward and has okay shooting stats, obviously good dribbling and pace. So he should do well at striker if they need a sub there. Who knows if they'll actually use him there or where they'll make subs. So it'll be interesting to see. On the keeper team, this is ugly. Obviously, in goal, we've got Buffon, who's probably the greatest keeper of all time. One of the greatest, certainly. And then we've got a bunch of randos. Obviously, in midfield, these are much higher rated cards, but I put the card stats based on their actual in-game stats at those positions. And it doesn't show those stats. It shows the actual card stats based on the keeper stats, but I calculated the overall based on their in-game stats with the regular card stats. So De Gea, Neuer, and Bravo were our 3 highest rated center mids. Those 3 guys are pretty good on the ball for goalkeepers. I think the in-game stats are a little harsh. I really think Neuer could play in other positions professionally on a lot of teams. He's He's great with the ball at his feet. Super confident on the ball. Bravo is good with the ball at his feet. He's clearly, based on last season, not good with the ball in his hands. So he might actually be better as a midfielder. Probably not. De Gea, 45 rated center mid. These two guys up front have okay shooting stats for goalkeepers, I suppose. But you know, this is going to be ugly. We've got a bunch of options here that we'll see how they do. I picked a more defensive formation. You know, goalkeepers do tend to come out and make tackles from time to time. And they make passes out of the back. Long passing stats are okay for some of these guys. So center mids and defenders, not a lot of good shooting or crossing stats for goalkeepers, which is what you would expect. And then on the bench, we've got a couple center mids, a couple strikers, Joe Hart in there, Orozco in there. I don't recognize too many of these other players. So I fully expect this first game to be a blowout between fullbacks and the keepers. For the team names, you can't create teams in FIFA anymore. They took that out when they switched over to the new engine on the current gen consoles. So I think FIFA 14, was it FIFA 14 was the last one that had that, the creation center in there. So I had to pick team names or random teams for these. I picked Fulham for fullbacks. I thought that made sense. For the goalkeepers, I picked Godoy Cruz. I don't know. But let's jump into the first game and we'll see how it goes. I expect the fullbacks to come out on top. I'll be really surprised if they don't, but let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. First match. We've got Fulham versus Godoy Cruz, or the fullbacks against the goalkeepers. Player to watch, David De Gea. Position midfielder. We'll see. Maybe he is a player to watch. I don't think he's gonna be able to do too much against a team full of fullbacks, but we'll see what magic he can muster. All right, here we go. We're off. Fullbacks start with possession. Serna plays it up to Marcelo. Florenzi gives it away. And here come the goalkeepers. Bravo moving it up. Terrible pass. Gives it right to Alaba. Meunier holding up the ball. Playing it out to Serna. David De Gea with a big tackle. He's stopping that. Ueku gets dispossessed by Marcelo. This team of fullbacks, I think, is too strong defensively. Here's Meunier. Oh, he gets in. Shot 1-0, 6th minute. And that's honestly, I think we're going to see a lot of that. Meunier, not a great striker, but goalkeepers are awful defensively. Nice finish. Right in the side of the net. Great strike. I was worried. I wasn't sure his shooting stats were high enough to play striker. I think he's 74 shooting, but that looked pretty good to me. We'll see if the goalkeepers can come up with something. It's looked like a pretty sad start. I think those passing stats, almost more than anything, are really going to hurt them. Not great dribbling. Wow, that was a great pass. Was that De Gea? The shot just way off the mark. Alba going up the left wing. Through to Meunier. Oh, great turn by Florenzi. He's in on goal. Poor shot. I think he's got 3-star weak foot. Went for that with his left. Vermeer, great control to bring that ball down. Ueku plays it back out wide. They do have more height. Oh, De Gea in on goal. He wasn't offside either. Wow, goalkeepers put together a great chance there. Long ball. Meunier wins it. He's got Florenzi in the middle. He finds him, goal. 2-0 to the fullbacks. So one for each of the strikers so far. Meunier scored the first. Plays provider on the second. Slots it in that near post. Solid finish there. Florenzi, and it's 2-0 after 16 minutes. David De Gea, the supposed player to watch, sends up a long ball to no one. Fullbacks easily collect that, and they're moving the ball out. Serna to Marcelo. Plays it up to Meunier. Florenzi, quick little 1-2 there. These guys, really good chemistry between those two, back and forth between our two strikers, Meunier and Florenzi. All right, fullbacks moving forward on the attack again. Alaba just goes right around Neuer like he's not even there. Florenzi out wide to Marcelo. Terrible shot though. That was as close to the corner flag as it was to the goal. Right, what can the goalkeepers... Oh, they lose it. Serna wins the ball, plays it straight forward to Florenzi. And a lovely finesse shot. Curler right into the corner. He takes a bow. The second goal of the match, 27th minute, 3-0. And this could get ugly. He must have just barely been onside. With the weak foot, puts it right into the side netting. Ah, nice shot. Haven't troubled the fullbacks too much. David De Gea did have that one shot. Here they go. Can he get a shot away? He can. A little P-roller right at the goalkeeper. Now remember, the fullbacks have a pretty bad goalkeeper. So if they can get a half-decent shot away, they might have a chance to score a goal. But are the fullbacks gonna hurt him again here? Florenzi selfishly takes that shot. He had Marcelo making a good run. He had Marcelo making a run to his right. He could have played him in. Florenzi wanted the hat trick. Alright, a pretty dominant performance in terms of shots here. Possession, not a huge difference. 56% possession for the fullbacks. In terms of shots, we've got 9 to 3, 5 on target to 2. Not as big of a blowout as I would expect, but overall pretty dominant from the fullbacks. We'll see if that continues in the second half. It probably will. Serna bringing it through the midfield, up to Florenzi, playing it out wide. Jordi Alba bangs it top corner. That's 4-0. I think this one's over. Great vision to see Jordi Alba out there on the wing. Slams it home. Ooh, I think that grazed off the underside of the crossbar there. Perfect placement on that shot. Alaba plays it up to Meunier. Takes the shot wide. It was just swerving away from goal. Marcelo to Florenzi. passes it to Jordi Alba. Oh, he lost the ball, but was quick to react after the tackle. Got back on the ball. Puts it right into the opposite corner of his last goal. Plays it into the left side of the net. Looked like he was trying to make a pass and it got blocked. He responded quickly, got the shot away, and Buffon was not going to save that. That's 5-0 for the fullbacks. So I'm going to pause it. I don't know if they'll actually make substitutions on their own. I'm going to go in and make some subs. I'll sub out Serna, Marcelo, and Florenzi. So I'll bring in Kimmich for Serna. I'll bring in Dani Alves for Marcelo. And then I'll bring in Victor Moses up top. And then just so we don't have all the subs on the same side, I'll switch Moses and Meunier. And then let's make some subs for the keepers as well. Oh no. You can't bring in a goalkeeper for an outfield player. You can start a goalkeeper at an outfield position, but I can't actually make any subs. I could bring on Joe Hart for Buffon. I might as well do that. See if they can put something together from this throw. No, they throw it all the way back. Neuer to Bravo, back to Neuer. Long ball, out to Vermeer. Puts the cross in. Oh, if they score, that's how it's going to be. They've got some tall players, obviously, the goalkeepers. There's a shot well wide. They got a shot. The fullbacks have time to put together one more attack. Played up to Meunier. Over to Moses. Back to Meunier. Shot. Oh, off the post. Jordi Alba with the ball on the wing. Plays it back to Luis. Edge of the box. Kimmich. Oh, his shot goes just wide. And that'll do it. Total domination from the fullbacks. Goalkeepers couldn't put much together. That'll do it for our first game. If you enjoyed this, like the video. If you thought it was lame because it was a totally one-sided match, watch our future episodes because I expect things to get much more competitive. This was our highest seeded team against the worst, so I expect our other matches to be a bit more competitive. It'll be interesting to see how things play out with some really bad goalkeepers, some teams with great attacking and no defense, and vice versa. I'm really curious to see how these matches play out and see if any teams are good enough to compete with this fullback squad because they look really strong. I'm not sure how other teams are going to be able to compete with this team. But yeah, it's looking like a strong start for the fullbacks. We'll see if they can maintain it. And thank you everybody for tuning into this new series. And we will see you in the next one.